painted by her friend, an activity the two of them initiated all on their own. I think you all would agree that when you choose the activity, you're much more invested in the outcome. These two students found a Viking helmet, which initiated an excitement for learning. They pulled every book they could find off the shelf about Vikings, and for hours read and wrote stories about the Vikings. And this excitement caught the attention of other students and spurred an entire other conversation about the history of boats. Montessori follows the child's interest while also teaching the core subjects. These girls are learning math using concrete, hands-on materials. Each of those beads is a unit, and each one of those cubes represents 1,000. And this is why I teach, to see faces like his. Look at the awe he has for his own work. Children in Montessori have no grades, no rewards, no stickers. They simply work for the love of learning. Students work at their own individual pace. The focus in Montessori is on the children's learning and not on the teacher's teaching. They learn through experiences they have with the materials, and like all of us, they make mistakes and they learn from them. In a Montessori classroom, we celebrate our differences. We each have unique strengths that get exposed through different activities. What started out as a planned lesson by me turned into an opportunity for this girl to shine. Growing up in a family that lived completely off the land gave her the experience to teach us all that day. The Montessori method has been working for over 100 years and found on every continent except Antarctica. This picture was taken in the early 1900s, and the children in it are working with the same effective materials we use today. My whole life I wanted to be a teacher, but unfortunately at the end of college graduation I felt lost. And then I found Montessori. I walked into a Montessori classroom and was hit with this peaceful, serene feeling. These little beings were all moving with a purpose and were so independent. I knew this is what I wanted to do. So here I am today. This is my classroom. This is what I get to see and experience every day. Children working on different works, some on the floor, some at their own individual tables. I love that they can collaborate or work alone. And look at this picture. There's not a teacher in sight. Children are so self-motivated. Maria Montessori wrote, "The first essential for the child's development is concentration. The child who concentrates is immensely happy." We give children a 3-hour uninterrupted work time to encourage this concentration. And independence. Empowering children to know that they can do it themselves is the greatest gift we can give them. In Montessori, children at age 3 prepare their own snack. And this is another one of my favorites. What a beautiful thing. An older student reading to a group of younger students. And notice how intently they're listening to him. Montessori classrooms are multi-age, which allows the students to teach one another. It's times like these when I realize it's working. We left the classroom for the afternoon to go to the beach, just for community building. And after 15 minutes of being there, I looked over and saw the same volcano we had just learned about in class coming to light. This was fun for them. The things we learn outside the classroom solidify what we learn inside the classroom. During our study of the Ordovician period, we had the chance to see and hold a live horseshoe crab, one of the oldest living creatures on Earth, about 450 million years old to be exact. Montessori students are given the opportunity to discover. In this picture, we're visiting an estuary, and we're collecting water samples and testing for salinity, gathering data about the habitat, and recording our own observations. And these kids are 7 years old. 7. I did not do this at 7. Each year, the children are responsible for running their own business. And this year, we sold pumpkins we had grown from seed. They learned how to make change, balance the cash box, talk with customers, and they chose how they wanted to spend the money in the end. They chose to bring servals and fennec foxes and other exotic animals from a rehab center to school. Of course. A big part of our curriculum is community building and helping kids navigate through the social aspects of being a child. In a Montessori classroom, each child has a voice and is accepted for who they are. They are all acknowledged and appreciated for what they bring to the community. This picture is from one of our visits to an independent living facility where the students read to the residents. And I think getting kids involved at volunteering at a young age sets up a lifetime of helping others. Not to mention bridging the gap between the generations. And every year we take a 3-day overnight trip. This year we went to Eagle Island, which was amazing. And through this shared experience, children bonded that wouldn't necessarily bond inside the classroom walls. And kids again have that opportunity to shine. This little guy knew how to make buoy boats, and he taught us all from the buoys we found on the beach. And so I ask you, what do you think these kids will become? And what does the future need? Teachers? Astronauts, presidents, or perhaps compassionate global citizens. Thank you.